Welcome to What You Up To Now, day 2086. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. Are you burning the midnight oil to ... Get what you want, make the contribution that you want in the world, make the world a better place, do what you can with what you've got right now, yada, yada, yada. Today, that was our idiom for supersize your business. It's been around since 1635 when a gentleman by the name of, I already forgot his name, I don't know, magnifying glass, Francis Quarles, in his book, Emblems, used the idea of burning the midnight oil, staying up late, working really hard, putting in a ton of effort in order to study something, work on something, analyze your options, get what you want. And we need to do this when we're building and growing our business. We don't have to do it all the time. If you're burning the midnight oil all the time, guess what? You're going to get burned out. At least I know that's what happened to me. I ignored lots of different areas and aspects of my life, which is why I pay attention to all of them now. Now, that doesn't mean they're balanced. I don't think I've ever been balanced in my life, meaning equal in all areas. Balance is different for each and every one of us, and what feels balanced to me is probably totally out of whack to any other human being on the planet, because we're all different and unique. But I like to look at all the different areas and aspects of my life, and I'm going to grab my little graphic if I can find it in some semblance of order or timely fashion, which apparently I cannot. Here we go. But it's why I pay attention to all 9 of these areas and aspects of my life now, because I actually dropped dead because I didn't pay attention to my physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, relationships, well-being, right? I kind of let them all go to heck for focusing on my financial well-being. I was building businesses, supersizing businesses right and left for myself and with and for other people. And I was doing that while raising a family and struggling in a lot of different areas of my life, but mostly physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and with respect to my relationships. Mostly my personal relationships, I always made sure I had time for doing what was right with my kids and for my kids, because that was a non-negotiable to me. Taking care of my family, and my family is my kids, not necessarily my ex-husband, because he was not a good human being to me. So, I don't think those areas of our life are balanced, meaning equal in all areas. It's like equality. I don't personally believe in equality. I think as human beings, we are all infinite, amazing human beings, and we deserve whatever we want, but we're not equal, right? We're not in any way, shape, or form equal. We're all magnificent beings, but that doesn't mean that we're equal, meaning we all get the same amount of everything out of the world. We get out of the world what we put into it. We get out of our efforts what we put into. We get out of things what we put into them. I say this all the time, and it pisses some people off because they don't want to know that if they want to get more out of their life, they got to put more into their life. If you want more out of your relationships, you need to put more into your relationships. If you want more out of your business and your finances and your career, you got to put more energy and effort and attention and detail into that, right? So I actually really like this idiom, burning the midnight oil. But I also know from personal experience, we can't burn the midnight oil 24/7 for years on end without it coming back to roost on our being, either our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual relationships, whatever area that happens to get affected most in your life. Mine, the whole 9 yards blew up. In 2010, my entire life pretty much blew up because I had a sudden cardiac arrest and died. And of course it didn't take, since I'm here talking to you, it obviously didn't stick, but it put me on a totally different trajectory and journey than my life would have probably otherwise taken. I guess if I would have died, it wouldn't have mattered, right? It would have been done. At least it wouldn't have mattered to me. I would have been done. So this year's annual challenge, the Get Your Goals annual challenge, we're focusing on contribution this month. How do we impact the rest of the world? How do we show up in the world? Do we leave an imprint or a legacy? What do we want our life to look like? What do we want our life to have stood for? What do we want our legacy to be, if we even care about having a legacy? So we're talking about contribution this month. And today's topic is, we're running through the SOAP framework with an area of contribution that we want to improve in. So today we're on the O of SOAP framework, which stands for options. Am I doing that upside down and backwards? Yes, upside down. This whole framework stands for options. Yesterday we identified our story for the area of contribution that we want to improve in. I said I want to improve my physical one-on-one engagement and contribution, that I show up and I actually contribute something in person, volunteering or teaching or whatever, that's the area that I'm working on. So what are my options for that? We're using the 1031 tool, which again, I put away all my stuff today. We're using the 1031 tool, which I've talked about a lot, where we brainstorm 10 things, at least 10 things. Why? So we don't get stuck in that paradox where we only come up with one or two options and we think that's all we can do. Because the truth is, we always have infinite possibilities and infinite options. We just have to be willing to open up our minds and see them. So we brainstorm at least 10 of them, and we circle 3 that we're going to use as we go to the A tomorrow for analyzing and then taking action on one of those things. We're going to take immediate action. As soon as we pick an option, we're going to act on it tomorrow, because we should never leave the scene of a decision or a choice without taking some kind of action. And action doesn't have to be a big giant thing, but we got to do something. So I'm getting ready for a trip. I'm not doing a very good job of it, but I'll be ready. I'm always ready, right? Don't usually put it off to the last minute, but this trip I'm putting off to the last minute. If I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow. Have a great day.